Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Cantina. Today we're having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Infinite Series 6-inch Iron Man figure, which was released as part of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie assortment. However, he did not appear in the movie, and this particular figure is based on his appearance in the comics. Here's a look at the packaging. Alright y'all, so I didn't intend to pick up this Iron Man figure, but the way that Hasbro made it, if you want to finish building your Groot figure, you kind of have to pick him up. So since I had to do that, I thought I'd go ahead and review him for any of y'all who are considering getting him. From a sculpting standpoint, it looks pretty good. Definitely very comic booky in appearance. The paint's not that bad. They utilize the typical crimson and gold Iron Man color scheme on his armor, though the shiny red reminds me a lot of a cough drop. He's also very nicely articulated, and we will look at that momentarily. Give you a close-up of Iron Man's head. As you can see, it looks like it's sculpted pretty nicely. The rest of the armor, too, doesn't look half bad. A lot of lines, and, definitely a very heavily armored look that he has, which is pretty typical for Iron Man. But, it doesn't look bad. And one thing I don't like about this figure is something that Hasbro tends to do on certain 6-inch figures. And I understand why they do it, but I still don't really like it. And that's these little moving pieces on the shoulders. They fall off way too easily. I mean, all you got to do is like move the arm the right way, or, just turn it a certain way, and, it comes off. It's pretty lame. But hey, what are you going to do? That's the way they built him, so all we can really do is review it, and, you can decide whether or not, you want to buy the figure. Now, in terms of articulation, this Iron Man has a ball joint at the head, and he's got a bend there at the neck, which gives him, a fairly decent amount of movement. He has ball-jointed shoulders, which don't really have a whole lot of movement. I mean, you can move them forward and back. There goes that thing again. But they don't really seem to go up very much. And, I mean, they do have the hinge there because, you can kind of, see it. But it's just weird how it doesn't move all the way. I don't know, maybe I just need to run under hot water or something. But, other than that, he's got swivels at the biceps. He's got a very skinny hinge joint there at the elbows where he has, double bends. And this is kind of like what we saw with the Star-Lord figure where, it's just too thin and too gummy-like and kind of feels like it can break. And then he's got a hinging at his wrists, which, don't move a whole lot either, because of the way the armor's done. He's got an ab crunch at the abdomen. He's got a swivel at the waist, hinges at the shoulders, which do have a pretty nice amount of movement. He's got cuts at the thighs, double bends at the knees, and then hinges at the ankles along with rocker joints. Now, as often the case with Iron Man figures, this Iron Man doesn't come with any accessories other than the Build-A-Figure component, which in his case is Groot's right leg. Just like what we saw with the left leg in our last review, it's very nicely detailed. It's primarily like a tree kind of color. I mean, there's a little bit of highlighting in it to kind of bring out, a little bit more detail, but it's very, very vague with this particular piece. And for articulation, it's got the hinge right here at the hip. It's got a hinge here at the knee, and it's got a hinge at the ankle, along with a rocker rotation. So if we take what we have so far of our Groot figure, who, yes, surprisingly can balance on just one leg, and we take our new leg piece that we got with this Iron Man figure, we just kind of squeeze it in. There, we got it popped in. For whatever reason, I do find that this new right leg we just added is very loose-like, whereas the left leg is a lot more rigid and, kind of clicks as you move it. This one doesn't do that. It just kind of moves, which, is a little bit concerning, but, I guess as long as he stands and he can be posed, shouldn't be too bad. And our Groot is almost complete. All we need is one more piece to finish him off. And now he can stand on two legs, though the right one is kind of slipping a little bit. So I might need to see about exchanging my Iron Man. That way I can get a leg piece that is hopefully a little bit more rigid. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Infinite Series Iron Man 6-inch figure. like I said, this guy is based on his comic book appearance and doesn't show up in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. But, you know, if you do want to build your Groot figure, you do need to get him. That way you can get the right leg. All in all, I mean, it's an okay figure. It doesn't seem like anything too special to me. And I'm probably not going to end up keeping it. But, you know, wanted to review it for you guys anyway. I mean, the sculpt is pretty nice. The paint scheme isn't bad. And, you know, it has a lot of articulation. But the arms and the legs seem to be a little bit too gummy. And, you know, those shoulder pads that he has, you know, fall off a little bit too easily. No accessories other than the Groot Build-A-Figure right leg. But if you're into comic book Iron Man figures, you know, you might like this. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. Thanks for watching Victoria's Cantina. Until next time, bye-bye.